pack of wolves being led by an especially large wolf, or especially misshapen one, and then people will get the word out. Funnily enough, the few bounty hunters that you do speak to, who are equipped to deal with this kind of thing, I'm just going to come up with a name and write it down real quick. Let's go Regis Hammerfist, sort of a dwarven individual who sort of mostly bald but has a very long grey silver beard, who's got up in several rings that are themselves made of silver and covered in mixes of dwarven and celestial runes. You know, probably to ward off the powers of evil and all that. More specifically, lycanthropes. And this individual has. You've worked with them a couple of times. Regis is. He's not an enemy. He's more of a friend. In fact,
but he's shady.
There may have been a couple of times where he has actually been hired to capture you and bring you back. Like maybe when you were younger and you had an episode and your family couldn't find you, this guy would have been the guy who they would have hired to come and get you and capture you.
Okay.
He would have been a little rough with you.
I was just going to say, yeah. I've definitely been woken up with a bloody mouth in the back of his wagon more than a couple times.
Yeah. Okay. And he's sort of definitely looks at you with a little bit of surprise. And you sort of look at him and then see sort of looking that he's gained a couple of new scars, as the monster hunting trade tends to hand out. But you sort of notice one of them where you clawed across his eye and blinded him in that eye. And then you sort of feel a little bit guilty, and then you eventually approach him. And he sort of looks at you with definitely a very surprised look. Oh, Billy, it's been a while.
Long time.
Yes. I honestly thought someone else had found you.
Not yet, but I am looking for somebody, hoping you could put me into contact with.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you know what I know.
Well, you remember my master, the one I ended up leaving with?
Yeah,
you saw me. They're not around anymore, and
right.
I think I'm old enough now and canny enough to realize that I don't know everything. So I'm hoping that you can help me find, and if you're okay with it, I would like to describe a were creature that my master was friends with, a very old wolf that they said I reminded them of.
Okay. Yeah, that does make sense. I don't think you would have ever interacted with this.
No.
You would have just heard about this, and it would be very much like, oh, this was way back when, kind of thing.
Exactly. They were young mercenaries together. But the thing that my master would always tell me about them is that if I wanted to have their kind of control, I had to work harder. That was their big thing.
If you'd prefer they be mercenaries, that's fine. But I'm imagining this individual was less of a mercenary and almost like meditative and monk-like in nature to control themselves. And they were basically way out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I would say probably the stories that you've been told by your previous master is that they had such great control over themselves that they could maintain their lycanthropic form constantly and be in perfect control of it. which is definitely something that is pretty
Upgraded
much
trade.
Yeah, like they to your master's understanding, this person had not actually been in their humanoid form for probably decades. They just live in like a form and meditate in it to control themselves. And yeah, but your master didn't really know that much about them. Just they taught them the beginnings. And then your master kind of did the same thing that you did and ran off to do their own thing.
Yeah, my master was always good at controlling when they transformed, but they didn't. But they were a different kind of beast. A bear is a different animal than a wolf.
Yeah. So there's a bit of dissonance there. Reading those things from. I don't think I've heard of anything quite like that in a little while. Maybe.
What if I were to, and I'll put, say, 5 gold on the counter and slide it across, invest in some looking around?
I could try.
I'll be in town for a couple days. I'm not sure how long, but I'll check back with you.
And Lass, well, you are the most polite captive that I've ever had, so I'd say I owe it to you.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna have to show you what I've learned in the time between we've seen each other. Flex and kind of not quite show off the new armor, but definitely a roll of the shoulders in the new magic breastplate.
Yes, let's see. You got some new digs. That's lovely. I do hope today does not come.
Never a real fight. I don't really want to know who'd win that one.
Well, I can give you a hint. We'd both lose.
For old times, and I'll pull out the shot cost of plenty. A drink before I leave.
That sounds lovely.
Tap it on the ground, do a shot, tap it on the counter again, slide it over to him.
We'll take it. Oh, that's some good shit.
Yeah, it'll put some hair on your chest, old man.
Oh, I've got nothing but hair on my chest. All fell off my head years ago.
I'll be back in. Sorry.
Good trick. Yes. So I will look into your more inner peace kind of werewolfy fella, but lady, I don't know what you seem a little vague on that. Who knows? But I do have something else going on. I have heard. I've been out, hunting as I do. Sometimes to capture, sometimes to kill. Preferably capture, but some folk are a little less cooperative. And funnily enough, I've been coming across a lot more corpses than living actors. I don't know why, but something's killing them, and it's not me, and it's not anyone here. It's some kind of monster, I think, big. I don't know whether it's hunting them on purpose or whatever, but it's concerning, to say the least. It's not an immediate issue. I mean, folks around here, most of them aren't going to complain that they don't have to pay me much anymore, but as happy as I am to have a little bit of a vacation, I can't help but feel like it's I don't know, sign of worse things to come. So do keep an ear to the ground and eye to the sky, and watch your back.
I'll do that.
Yeah, something about say. I don't much know the stories too well, as a little superstitious, but
A little.
a little. But some stories are a little too fantastical even for me. But I'm beginning to think this is possibly the work of certain Ilya the Ravenous. I don't.
A what?
It's Ilya the Ravenous. It's a legend. One of the first lycanthropes kind of goes around culling the weak and bringing the strong lycanthropes together. And not a nice entity, from what I understand, but also possibly entirely fictional. I just had the niggle, you get the niggle, and you just. I figured you should know just in case.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time this month that I've faced something that was supposed to be a myth. Remind me to show you the clipping of a horn I got. You ever heard of an Ibrolith?
Oh yeah, I did. I did hear about those. Supposed to be what, like frozen animals that come back to life.
Something like that. They're
They're real.
made of arms and they want to make you look at them. It's quite the thing.
Wow.
But I probably don't have it on me, but I'll be like I'll have to show you. I kept the tip of one of the antlers. It's quite the
You
trophy.
could probably have like a little bit that you've like taken off and made into like a key ring or something, kind of thing.
Yeah, like probably keep it with the rest of my alchemy supplies.
Yeah.
Just reach in, pull out like a
It's
small.
like a trick.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a little piece of maybe what's it, the resin, like like the little bit of antler and a piece of resin so it keeps together and stuff. Flip it over to him.
That is mighty fascinating, Wes. I might have to go up there and have a look myself. Although, you say looking at it's a bad thing?
Looking at it's a bad thing. They don't stay dead, and they create cold that's enough to freeze me all the way through my fur.
Fucking hell, lads. You are if you don't mind me saying, hairy bastard. That is quite a feat.
Taken.
Yes, maybe I'll have to head up that way and have a look, do a little bit of documenting. But yes, thank you. That's honestly plenty enough to aid in information, and I will look into this Zen werewolf character, and I'll send a message your way once I figure it out. If I figure it out.
I'll give a nod and make my way out. The only other thing I would like to do with the time is see if I can find any other people that my master knew, any contacts that they might have had, but that's probably harder to do. That's just to account for the rest of the time Billy spends it drinking through a couple different taverns.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you just roll high or low?
Always high, baby. Fuck.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, you didn't expect to find anyone.
No.
Mainly because Master has been dead for some time. They were pretty isolationist as far as their ideals go.
Mm-hmm.
So it was unlikely anyway. But you don't unfortunately get the start of any tracks you might be able to get to follow.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
work on name suggestions for the person I'm trying to find.
Sorry, I forgot that I didn't start all the flicking. Okay. I'll get one for you.
Okay.
That's my phone telling me it's time to play D&D. But yeah, as you've been doing that, the others have just. I'm gonna say with the others, are you guys? Because you guys were kind of in the middle of something. Were you planning on going back into the warehouse, or were you planning like that evening, or were you planning on just looking at what you had and then potentially going back afterwards?
I think it depends on what's in the box.
All right, so you want
What's in the box?
take the box aside and have a look at it for like maybe an hour or so, just as you like crack it open and find a space where you can do that safely and without notice, that kind of thing.
Up to those two, I'm running distractions.
Yeah. All right. Is that what you guys want to do?
Still playing the Drowning Man.
Stop planning to drunken and walking out of there.
Yeah. So, I guess, Shell and Yoko, I assume you guys go to some sort of alleyway where you attempt to break open the box. What exactly are you doing?
I don't know how to open this.
Yeah, it's a pretty hefty looking lock on a fairly sturdy looking chest. And it also has, a marking of, fragile, do not touch on it.
So don't break the box.
That would seem like a bad idea.
Okay.
Unless you had any other way of opening it. Unless you had any way of breaking the box and not what was inside.
I got nothing.
Only you knew someone with thieves' tools.
I don't have.
Hi.
I'd say probably at this point, Billy, you could be sort of wandering around trying to find the others. Like they're not back at the tavern where you expected them to be, and it's relatively late at night. Like you've been looking for them for a while, and there's like a shit. Did something happen to them? And so you'll probably be wandering around, to trying to find where they are. And then as eventually you do sort of bump into them. You sort of like go past the alleyway and you see a couple of folks crouching over a box and you're like, oh, it's probably a couple of beggars. And you do like a double, triple take and it's like, oh, no.
That's Malthard. I'd recognize that ugly fucking face anywhere.
No, Malthard's not there.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah.
Well, does Billy have a good sense of smell too because she's a werewolf? Or they're a werewolf?
Keen senses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
like
probably
you walk
recognize
past.
that smell right away.
Yeah. You walk past and then a moment later the scent hits your nose of Shao Gel.
Yeah, probably
He's-
smell the spices he has on him.
Yeah.
Nutmeg.
I feel like Chow Gel is a little bit stanky as well.
No, he takes care of himself. He probably smells like dust and the trail,
Okay, yeah, okay.
and it smells like spices because he cooks.
Yeah. And then maybe like a couple of weird scents coming from your
Because he was in that
pouch.
Yeah, chemicals.
If he was in that warehouse, it probably smells a little bit like whatever was in
Yoko's perfume.
Yeah, just like there's definitely like a fair bit of dustiness that's uncharacteristic of a sort of a damp alleyway, and you do stop and catch them as they're like looking at the box and they're like, Yoko, you kind of like looking at the lock and giving it like a bit of a tug, just hoping it's unlocked or something. They're looking a little hopeless.
Shao has already gotten his crowbar. And he's like, well, we don't have any. We got this hot property. We got to get out of here quickly. And he's preparing to like get the crowbar in there. He's getting on.
You guys see a heavily armored figure turn the corner into your
Okay.
alleyway.
It's the cops.
What's all this then?
Shao is ignoring and being
No,
quiet.
don't do this to us.
What?
Do you want to make a deception check just for the fun of it, Billy?
Yeah.
No, but I would. I'm definitely not trying to change my voice or anything.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, what's all this then?
Just intimidation, then maybe.
Oh God, can I use strength for my
Yeah.
modifier? Okay, I don't have any proficiency in it, so this is just a straight strength. So the
They
stand
freeze for a
imposingly
second. They
the
freeze for a
shadow.
second, and they're like, "Oh shit, it's the cops," kind of thing. And then, like-
1 second.
Then there's like the notice that there's like a little bit of like tufts of fur poking up from the armor and shit. Like it's they notice it's you after a couple of seconds. So, yeah.
I'd like to make a slight caveat. Shao would not be panicking once the cops were involved. He would actually be very calm and actually probably
Okay.
imposing. He would stand to his full height, and then he'd turn and immediately recognize Billy.
Hey guys,
Oh, it's just Billy. Okay.
why are you crouched in an alley like a bunch of criminals? I mean, we're
Because we might be.
cool.
Yeah.
Please.
Stolen
Box.
chest.
Yeah. Can't open it.
Yeah, this is beyond my skill set, unfortunately, but we are on a time schedule, and Altharn is currently heading up with a little bit of diversion, so we want to get back to
Nathan,
it quickly.
are you continuing to have a time with your buddy there, or are you getting off? Do you think?
I think after getting soaking wet, probably heading off.
All right. He sort of gives you a pat on the butt.
Soaking wet. Oh my.
Hey, I'll meet you at the tavern tomorrow night.
Guys,
We've got to have more drinks together, my guy. See you in a bit. And he sort of stumbles back to his post, just absolutely drenched.
Leave
And
that one
start
bottle
like
behind.
squeezing his armor on. There's like spouts of water that come off as he does it. But yeah, you make your way, and then you eventually find the group as the three of them are now crouched over this chest. It's not very large. It's like maybe a foot wide, and oh no, it's probably about a foot wide, and then half a foot in every other dimension.
Okay. I will kneel down. I'll say, "Did you try to pick it yet, or?"
I do not have those tools or the skills.
We
to
can't
use them.
do that.
Okay. Well, I guess I can't ask for an assist then. And I'll pull out my well-worn tools. Oh, midget, good to see you.
Oh, you fucking tall cunt.
Rude.
Sorry, I'm working. Give me just 1 second.
Shao immediately goes to the end of the alley and goes to look out.
All right. So as you're sort of cracking this open, Malthon, are you sort of crouched around looking over the box as well, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we got what we're looking for.
So as you sort of crack open the lock, you sort of give it a yank, and the lock opens. It's clearly been shut for some time. Like there's a little bit of rust and sand on the inside of the locking mechanism, so it takes a couple of yanks to open. And then when you do, the chest sort of bumps, and I need everyone except for Xiao Qiao to make a Constitution save.
Oh yeah.
This sort of gas, or like almost dusty gas, comes out of the chest.
Is it
Cool.
poisonous?
Cool.
You didn't check for traps?
Yoko, you sort of feel yourself getting woozy, and then sort of rest your hand on the side of the alleyway, and then fall down. It is poison, so Malthon, you can roll that again. You are Yoko. You are poisoned and unconscious. As are you, Malthon. As you're like peeking over the box, just endlessly curious, and probably having drunk a little bit of alcohol, so you're a little bit primed already. And so Billy, the others fall over, and you are almost like, you feel pretty woozy.
Ugh.
You do not fall unconscious, but like you have a bit of a headache, and your vision's like a little blurry. You're not poisoned, but it's like you only just saved.
Yeah. Immediately pop up, back away to the not like down the alleyway, but like against the other wall. reach in my pocket, pull out some kind of rag or something, and I'm through. I'm just go. Shut up, we
Yeah,
gotta get
and
them
the
out of here.
fumes dissipate pretty much instantly after.
Shao
Like a couple of
quickly,
seconds.
quietly moves over to the group. He takes his cloak off and wraps it around the box. I guess since it's still closed.
Well,
And then he picks it. Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah. I want to just see what's inside, but we gotta get them back to the tavern.
I know. I was gonna wrap up the box. Just take that with us too.
Okay.
I can carry a lot of people. I'm stronger than I look. And he grabs, grabs the girl and he grabs the box and puts them all on his shoulders.
Here, 1 second, and I'm gonna pull out my shotguns to plenty, fill it once each, and pour it onto the shirts of the 2 unconscious people, so that we have a cover if we get stopped. And then I'll pick up Yoko, sling her over my shoulder, fireman style.
I'll carry the dwarf then.
Yeah, Malthorn's fucking heavy.
Oh, maybe I should take Malthorn then.
Shao has the
No, you
has
can.
the
You
t-shirt.
can. Shao can because orcs
Yeah.
have the sturdy carrying or whatever.
Yeah,
it's called.
he can carry a large
powerful build.
capacity.
Yeah.
Powerful
Okay,
build.
then I'll take. Then I got you with the box if I've got the lighter cargo.
Yeah.
He's happy. He's happy to take fault.
Yeah.
You like offer to grab it. He's like, I got it.
All right,
You
well,
guys-
fucking no time. I don't like being in this alley.
Yeah, and you guys can make your way back to the tavern there. Definitely get like a couple of weird looks. I'm just gonna say make a performance and/or deception check, just to see whether anyone thinks you're being suspicious, because you are carrying unconscious folk, which is not extraordinarily out of the ordinary. All right, Yoko, you don't have to. You're unconscious.
Oh, I forgot about that part. Yeah. Sweet.
Cal, you're leading, and
He has experience.
Yeah.
Being on the down low.
yeah, like you know what you're doing, and us that like you get a couple of weird looks. Billy, people look at you and like holding the box, and like people start whispering, but no one actually intervenes as Shao. An imposing priest comes through the door carrying like a very clearly drunk dwarf. It's
Single arm fireman style carry.
Yeah, and he's the first one into the room, so people, first impression, you're following behind. A couple of weird looks at you in the box, but no one intervenes.
Everybody move!
Yeah. As you make your way up to, and you can sort of dump the others down on a bed each.
Oh, yeah, I'm Shouty's careful with his charges. He puts them down very softly.
Yeah, since I'm not carrying Malthorn, I'm very cautious. I'm very careful with Yoko.
All right, got it.
After that, I would like to double check that the door is locked, and then I'm gonna say like,
you can lock the door.
what's even supposed to be in here? And I'll take the box and set it on like a table.
One of the Asimar's items that was stolen from her by the duplicitous individual.
Stolen a long fucking time ago by the taste of that dust. And I'm gonna
Possibly.
can I open it with a crossbow bolt?
Yeah, you could like push it in and use it as like a lever.
Yeah, so I can open it from the side.
He's gonna back up to make sure space.
It's a little awkward, but you can do it. As you open it, what you look at, there appears to be a small, almost like thick incense stick that is mostly burned down, and then like a match that is on the lid that looks like as the box was jostled and pulled, it lit the match, lit the incense stick, and the incense stick seems to have actually been some sort of like fume poison.
Wow.
So it was trapped, it appeared, but you've not quite disarmed the trap, but activated it and not died. So yeah, as you open the box, you see this. It's very odd. It's like this sphere that is comprised of various mechanical parts. There's also a lot of very, extremely oddly exact gemstones. There's a couple that are like yellowish purple, yellowish blue. And it's not like green. It's like there are like different striations, and it's definitely very odd. There are various crystals in here which you do not recognize, but seem very adeptly carved and made. And it appears that this piece, while it does appear to be damaged, it does move a little bit, and if it were not damaged, it would probably move a fair bit more. And it appears to have two like coils or cables that come out from it. One on sort of almost either pole, as though it were like a sphere, like a globe. And they each have little like plugs in them, like a little spike with a circular base.
Is Shao able to see this too?
Yeah.
Okay. Would he be able to make like any checks, like maybe a nature check or?
Definitely not nature. This is
Okay.
a very unnatural thing. But
Okay,
if you
gotcha.
want, you could make an investigation or intelligence. Investigation. It's
not-
Arcana.
He's not
That
proficient
kind of-
either, so he would not be able to make a good check. He won't be able to make a check.
I would say at this point, Yoko and Malthan, you guys kind of. It's not like you're waking up. It's like you've just had a complete memory blank of the time where you fell asleep, and now, like, it's been less than a second for you guys.
Morning, sleepyheads.
Really, as you pull out the crystal and hold it up to the ball, there is definitely a faint magical glow, most strongly around the crystal. But this whole thing seems to be slightly magical.
Can I roll an Arcana then to see if I can determine this thing's purpose? I am trained in Arcana.
Absolutely. As you're sort of looking at it, again, it is damaged, so it doesn't spin like it's supposed
Doesn't work
to.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, but looking like you give it a couple of wobbles back and forth, and the crystals seem to glow a little bit more as they move. And it seems like that this was supposed to sort of spin and generate some kind of energy. But it seems like it feels like there's sort of invisible resistance as you try and push this thing. It seems like it requires some kind of activation energy to begin working.
Okay. Well, I got the box open. It did seem to have a trap, which seems like why you two fell over and hit your heads. How many fingers am I holding up?
How many are you holding up?
12.
I don't
You
hold up any
finger.
fingers.
You don't have any hands.
I guess I'll take that. They're probably fine. I'm not trained in medicine. This is my professional opinion. They're probably
You're
fine.
alive.
Yeah, they got back up.
They're breathing.
They're not actively cross-eyed.
Yeah.
So why would there be a trap on the chest that I guess this might not be your Asimar's box?
You could absolutely make an investigation into it and see if the trap is like anything about the trap might be unique or interesting or out of place.
Yosimar described us two things we were supposed to find. What were they?
4 things.
Or
There
4
was
things.
Miniature spear, the
a
tablets.
sphere thing that looks like this object. However, this object appears to be a slightly damaged one of whatever you were. And then there was like the weird, like almost pyramidal tower.
Mhm.
Okay, so like an
Yeah.
obelisk almost.
Yeah, like a little bit like an obelisk.
Okay.
It's a holocron.
So based on her descriptions, we did find something that is slightly damaged.
Yeah, and then there is also 2 separate tablets. One that's got pictograms and one that has got actual ancient Assyrian text.
Yeah,
on
and
them.
as we start discussing what was listed by the Asimar, what was the Asimar's name again? Sorry,
Ira,
Ira.
you should be able to scroll up, I believe.
Ira Linares.
Oh, she's in the journal too, right?
I don't
She's
think
not.
so.
No, she's not. I thought I wrote down my notes, but I did not. I failed.
Start.
Yeah, Iron.
Ira Lunaris. Billy, you've not met this individual, but you vaguely heard that, like Alendril mentioned to you guys at some point before you went off with
Well,
that
I
there,
think
that there was an archaeologist of some kind that might be able to give you guys some more insight as to the nature of what you found beneath Drummond. But you've definitely skipped a couple of steps, so the others will probably have to catch you up on that.
First
she's,
we went for answers, but then she sort of hired us to get these things back for her.
Sort of
This-
hired, so we're not getting paid.
Oh,
Oh no,
we
we're,
are,
we're
but
Well, that's
more like
hired.
it's more like an offer. It's an offer. It's like she gave us information. She said, but if you see these things, if you get them for me, I will pay you handsomely, especially for this thing, and then you'll get additional options for these things. So it
Okay.
sounds like we got the most valuable item for sure, based off of the description she gave
You
us.
said 1,000 gold for each item,
Each one's 1,000.
yeah,
so potential of 4,000 if you find everything.
And I think I can't remember. I think she said this was the damage item was like the most important, or something.
Yeah, that was one of the most important.
Yeah, so this is like the most important thing for her, but all of them more valuable. So this is 1,000 gold plus we might get favor with her because we got this item first. So I mean, if we want to take a shot to go back and get the other items, we can, especially now that we have somebody who's skilled with opening doors and locks. Although getting into the place is pretty difficult. I'm kind of comfortable with just cutting our losses. And not really losses, but cutting our chances with trying to get in there because I don't want to pick a fight with these guys. They're just doing their job, you know.
We still
Yeah,
need the money for the ship, though. Where are we going to get that?
yeah, but it's not worth like killing for.
Yeah,
We didn't even kill them to get it.
No, but
they're just doing their job, and we would be doing thievery at that point. I'm not a thief, intentionally.
Stealing back someone else's stolen objects. Repossession.
We should probably steal them from the jackass that's trying to sell them. Instead of the place that's
That's
just holding
exactly
it.
what I just did.
Well, we're stealing from the place that's holding it at. How would we get it from him when we know he's moving it?
Well, it's probably going to end up on a ship then.
can we? Oh, do we know if it's being moved soon?
No idea. All you
No
know,
idea.
all the guy told you, well, he didn't tell you, you read his mind, that it is that he was told to put it in a warehouse and that he was threatened with death should he not do that. But he was also given a fair bit of coin to not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if somebody else wants this stuff, and we got the most important thing, I guess maybe we should get the other one. You know what? Maybe we should get the other one because it looks like if he's getting threatened with death, then whatever those are going to be used for is probably more important than his life and possibly a danger to others. Shit. Dog kind of just rubs his forehead. This isn't my purview, man. I am not like a big plans kind of person. My job is just to get people out of bad situations and pass it and move along. What do you guys want to do? Just tell me what you want me to do and I'll help out. But yeah, don't make me think about this because I'm getting a fucking headache right now. And he says, "Hey Billy, can I have a shot from that glass? I don't usually drink, but I really want a shot right now."
Slide it over.
Thank you very much. And he takes it very quietly and sips it and curls his nose in repulsion and he pinches it.
Yeah, it is like gasoline.
He gags like the first time drinker. He puts it down. Thank you very much. And he pushes it back to her.
Y'all took
And
this
it's kinda
job.
funny, you see,
I'm always down for money, but
you see his face already. He's got kind of a purple tinge to his ears, and he's like, "I really don't want to hurt people. That's kind of. I mean, apparently I'm good at it, but I don't like to hurt people unless absolutely necessary." But if we should go back to the warehouse, we might have to come up with a better plan than trying to just jump in the top. because I don't got. I've used up half of my divine abilities in nature magic right now. I can't turn into a rat anymore for today.
That's probably coming up on like 3 a.m. at this point.
Yeah, plus it's late.
God damn, let's go to bed.
Yeah.
Lazy bones.
I'm sorry,
got-
I don't have supernatural stamina.
Apology accepted. Alright, then I'm going to my room. Enjoy bunking together.
All right. So you guys have your long rest.
And we level up.
No.
Ah, damn it.
God damn it.
I thought I had him that time.
And you wake up feeling perhaps a little tired still, as you're assuming you wake up at a reasonable hour. You didn't get quite as much sleep as you'd like to have, but you did get some.
Dal gets up at the crack of dawn.
You monster.
I don't
It's
think you can rest and get up at the crack of dawn.
He wakes up at the crack of dawn and he grumbles and he stretches and he gets back to bed after he stretches and does a little bit of quick calisthenics and does for another hour or two, and then he gets up again and starts making breakfast, and then he takes another nap while he's sitting down waiting for things to cook.
As you're in, there's not really a place for you to do that.
Oh, my bad, I forgot.
But
Oh no,
yeah,
he
you
preps something.
can go down and order it.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah.
orders food and then comes back up and he goes back to bed. He basically he keeps active and he's passing out.
All right. But yeah, you guys probably all finish your rest maybe about 10 a.m.
Nice.
And the sort of the warm sun is definitely starting to heat up your rooms a little bit, and you definitely feel a little bit. It feels a bit muggy when you wake up.
When everyone starts waking up, Chow, as it goes down, and requests permission to purchase some bacon and to cook it up himself in the kitchen. He'll pay extra.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
How much would you like for that?
Let's go with, I don't know, 2 silver.
All right, 2 silver. And he gives me 2 silver and smiles. He goes back and he fries up some bacon and candies it with some a little bit of cinnamon and paprika and some a little bit of sugar, just to get some sweetness on it. And he salts it heavily and fries it up on with some bread and wraps it in some paper. Make his little bit temporary HP snacks.
Alrighty. So what would you guys like to do now that, well, noon has probably come, pretty much?
Doesn't sound likely that we're going to be able to get back into that warehouse, huh? Maybe a little bit of stakeout work?
We could case it and see what happens. Maybe we could try to intercept the other items. I don't know.
What part of town is the warehouse in? Near the docks?
Yeah, and it's not like an abandoned warehouse or anything. Like
Yeah,
it's a warehouse of a pretty well.
Detroit district.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I've been working my way around town the past couple days, making conversations, meeting old contacts. It probably wouldn't seem too out of place if I was about to wander around the dock a little bit and talk to people. I could probably pass for somebody looking for dock worker employment, so that we don't have y'all appearing in the same place the day after a crime. What sort?
Only Malthon was seen.
You sure?
Indeed,
Yeah, I'm
it
sure.
was not spotted.
All right. Well, then maybe we take a little walk down to the water, see what we can see. It's getting loaded on a boat. That might be easier for us to get at than a warehouse with guards, especially if their roof problem, I'll glance over, has been fixed.
It was like a vent in the roof. I don't think they suspect it. Could probably do that again.
Yeah, it's not fun, but I can turn into a rat. There's a vent shaft, but it's covered and it's not. It's so small that you have to be a tiny creature to get into it. So I crept into this little vent shaft, fell down, and then I shifted back into my normal body as I was plummeting down this fall and stuck the landing.
How'd you?
Almost busted my ass and made a bunch of noise.
So how'd you get
It
the
was
box out?
It was not
We
easy.
made more distractions. It wasn't easy. I almost got caught.
Yeah, I don't think we should do the exact same plan again. That was luck.
Yeah. Do you have magic that lets you put people to sleep?
Oh yeah, and I hold up my hammer.
No, I was talking to our arcanist.
I have magic that puts people to sleep for 1 minute.
Oh,
What if I hit them real hard in the head when they're asleep?
well, I mean, after we put them to sleep, we could tie them up and then gag them. Put them
It's a
somewhere.
lot of rope.
We have plenty of rope.
There was
We can
only
get more. We have money.
There's only 5 guards.
Yeah, I mean, we just put like one. We saw guards on one side, and there's like doors on 2 sides of the building. So if we incapacitate and subdue the guards that are on one side quietly, I think we could get into the warehouse and get out without making a fuss.
Hmm. It'd have no, that wouldn't work because the third one patrols around. They would see a lack of 2 guards. If we take care of them, then the 2 guards on the other side would see a lack of patrolling guard.
Yeah.
You know? It's either all of them or none of them. Ooh, actually, if we no. Oh, okay. If we take out 2 door guards and also the one patrolling, I could disguise myself as the patrol and keep walking around while the rest of you did stuff.
Wait,
Okay.
wait. How about we implore? What was the lady's name again? Ashi.
Ira?
Ira. Thank you. My brain's being stupid today. Ira. Did she have an agent of hers come with us on her behalf to talk to the owner of the warehouse to let them know that they're holding stolen possessions of hers?
No?
To your understand, well, first of all, they're not stolen possessions of hers. They were being brought by a merchant. She was intending to purchase them. She hadn't purchased them yet. She basically ordered them, and then someone else had.
Acquired them.
As far as this goes, the process of these objects moving to the warehouse is entirely legal.
Okay.
Whoever encountered the merchant paid them a lot of money for these items, and it's completely up.
Oh, so we are
Yes.
the bad guys right now.
Items.
Okay.
Someone intercepted her Uber Eats and paid $100
they,
for
they,
a
out,
Macca's.
they outbid
Yeah,
her and
but
they beat her to the punch.
Also, that person did threaten the merchant, but legally, that's completely aside.
Yeah, that's
Like
beyond
they
our-
are legally her possessions yet. She has not purchased them.
Okay, I
This
misheard.
is
that
definitely
person. I
stealing.
misremembered. I'm
She
sorry.
hasn't.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now we're the bad guys. Shit.
We always were.
I mean, Chog is an anti-hero. There's a difference. He's not trying to kill a murderer.
Well, we already got the one.
Yeah.
What's your take on this, Asmer?
I think
Good person?
she has-
Good people?
yeah. From my experience with, because she also has grief with Minera Coast and the craziness is there, and I have a kind of a kindred spirit feeling with her. She's like the opposite side of it. Like I was in the bottom end of it, and she was in the upper end of it. And when she was being worshipped by these people, I was being subjugated by these people, and we were both in this same like, hostage situation by these beliefs of these crazy people. So like, and she doesn't want to be there, and she wants to do these other things, which are pretty interesting. So like, kind of feel a desire to help. I don't want to hurt people to do that. So I don't really want to bust into this place and kill guards or hurt guards. But that's. I mean, if you guys want to do that, then I will back you up.
Look, some people deserve to have stuff taken from him, but
They do
unless
seem to be sort of the thug type of bad guys.
I don't know. That's the thing. We haven't interacted with any. We've just been hearing things, or we've just been told things, and they were just told, "Hey, if you're trying to get this
As
information."
far as the party that had surreptitiously purchased these items that were meant to sell Tyrant, you have no clue who they are, what they want, other
And
than
what their goals are, yeah.
Well, they threatened the merchants, so in my eyes, they're not nice.
let's
Yeah,
take some
no.
time and do some
Seem
recon. Walk the
to
docks.
who they are.
I'm happy. I'm more than happy to do recon. Recon's what I'm really good at. I'm comfortable. I'm more comfortable keeping to the shadows and watching people.
Then why don't I go put my ear to the ground, talk to some people at the dock, see what I can find out about this company. Meet back, say 5 hours from now.
The company is from Runeshire, so Yoko, you know a bit about the
Yeah.
company that the warehouse. Whether they were the people who, had the items purchased, you don't know. Because you can hire space in that warehouse, and it's entirely possible that whoever is running the warehouse doesn't know that those items were there, or
Right.
Sure.
or
They just own the warehouse, not the stuff.
Right, so let me see.
Okay.
Talk
Well,
to
they
some
own,
people.
they own they own a lot of the stuff. Most of the stuff that's in there, but
Right.
you can hire space in that warehouse.
Sure.
Right. So maybe somebody working there's seen something.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, I don't give a rat's ass about these people. They can take a trip down the sticks for all they care. But it seems like there's plenty going on. I heard some weird stories from some of my contacts about things happening outside the city in the area, including to other were creatures that are more than a bit concerning. If this is something shady as well, I'd rather know about it than not.
It's true. Like I said,
Even if we decide not to do anything.
I'm not a decision maker. I'm going to go with what you said to do. So give me a command. I'll follow it.
You could always return to Ira, give her the object, and Billy, you could meet her personally and ask her and get your own vibe on her.
Oh yeah, we should give her the item first before trying to steal more.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. I wasn't sure what sort of bounty she had on these, if it was like a one and done or not. I didn't want to suggest that.
I think it's
okay.
ongoing. So yeah, that might be a better idea too.
Yeah, we
Alright.
give her this
The
one.
only catch was that she had to leave soon, and so if you wanted to give these items to her in exchange for the amount she would have bought them for, then you would need to do that within the next couple of days.
All right. Well, then
I
let's
guess
take a
let's catch
day.
this in and see what she says.
Meet her. We'll just spend the rest of the day doing recon.
All right, easy enough. So is everyone coming to meet Ira again?
Yeah, she's cool.
Well, alrighty.
She's dope.
El Dopa. Hello, Saki. Boop. Could I just? Oh, by the way, could I get the spelling for the legend creature that is like a lichen that you were talking about earlier?
Yes.
I would love to add that to my notes. The Ravenous. Ooh,
Yeah.
so many fucking wolf-based people for me to investigate.
Well, there's two, but yeah.
Well, I got Liam and the Lady of Winter Sorrow, and now Vindroth, and my master's friend.
And Liam did also Liam did mention what is it? The Wolf of Howling Winds or something?
Vindroth, the Storm Wolf, the Wolf of
Vindroth.
Storms. Vindroth. Yeah, that's the one I have. Yeah. Oh, Vindrolf.
Mhm. All right. So, once again, you guys, well, for the first time, Billy, you